Hi my students, today you'll be learning factorization by pulling out common factors. So, after you watch finish this video, I will ensure that you will have a pun rewarded for your effort. Okay, so we'll be looking at textbook page 120, question 1ACD, 2ACD, 3AD, and after that, after doing all these question 1, 2, 3, right, you'll continue to do question 1, 2, 3 for workbook page 66 to 67. Okay, so what is factorization? So factorization just means, right, you express as product of factors. So these factors can be in terms of numbers, variables which is unknown, or algebraic expression. But for you now, we'll just be looking at numbers and variables. And for factorization, right, it's just the reverse of expansion. Okay, so what does it mean? We'll go through it later, so don't worry. So recap. So what are factors? So example, let's write example 1. So what are factors of 6? So factors of 6, right, just means what times what give you 6. So if you want to factorize 6, right, you can say that 6 is equals to 2 times 3. So factorize just means, right, putting them into factors. Okay, let's look at example number 1A. So in this part, we will be looking, the learning objectives will be to factorize by pulling out common factors. So common factor just means, right, what are the same factor for the terms. And we need to ensure that all common factors must be pulled out because they say factorize completely. So let's look at example number 1. So over here, right, I will show all of the cases whereby the common factors are all numbers. So this one is all numbers, this one is in terms of fractions. Okay, so question 1A. So 12A minus 9. So how do we know what are the factors and how do we factorize it? So I have do a working over here. So as a start, right, if you are unsure about knowing what to pull out, right, you can write out the factors of 12A. So for example, 12A, right, I will write all of these factors, right, until that they cannot divide further. So 12A is equals to 3 times 2 times 2 times A. While for negative 9, right, is equals to 3 times negative 3. So by pulling out common factor, it just means that we are trying to identify what are the common factors between these two factors given over here. So I check that 3 and 3, right, they are common factors, while the rest, right, it doesn't match. So this means when I do factorization by pulling out common factor, right, I just write 3 over here outside. So whatever that's left inside the brackets, right, will be the terms that are left. So since I pull out 3 from 12A, right, I'll be left with 2 times 2 times A. In this case, it will be 4A. And once I pull out 3 from negative 9, I'll left with negative 3. So I write negative 3 here. So this is how I factorize it. So what does it mean by factorization is the reverse of expansion? It just means, right, if I want to check my working, I can take 3 times 4A minus 3 and I do the rainbow method to expand. So 3 times 4A is 12A and 3 times negative 3 is negative 9. So I check that, okay, 12A minus 9. So this means I have do my factorization correctly. Because when I expand it back, right, I should get back the same expression over here. So over here, is factorization. This one over here is expansion. So that's why factorization is the reverse of expansion. Because when you expand it back, you get back the same expression. So now let's look at 1C. So for 1C, right, there are this expression, negative 27C minus 36. So I break them up into their individual factors first. So negative 27C, I copy, put here. Negative 36, copy and put here. So the factors of negative 27C will be negative 3 times 3 times 3 times C. While for the factors of negative 36 will be negative 3 times 3 times 2 times 2. So I try to find out what are the common factor. So negative 3 is a common factor, so I box it out. And 3 is another common factor, so I box it out. So I can say that the common factor for these two terms over here will be negative 9. Because negative 3 times 3 will be negative 9. So I write negative 9. So for the factors that are not common, I multiply them and put it here. So I left with 3 times C for negative 27C. And I left with 2 times 2 for negative 36. So it will be plus 4. Okay, so when I check back my answer, I take negative 9 times 3c, it will give me negative 27c. And negative 9 times 4 will be negative 36. So I check my answer. It's correct. So this means that I have done my factorization correctly. So now let's look at question 1D. So for question 1D, right? First step, 10D plus 4E plus 6, right? I write out all the factors for 10D, 4E, and 6. And I need to identify what are the common factors. So when I look, right, the common factor will be 2. Because 2 is present in all of the terms over here. And let's check whether they are left out anything. So let's check. Nope. So this means, right, my factorization, my common factor will just be 2. And the remaining terms will be 5D. Then I put plus, because over here is plus, 2E plus 3. So after that, I do my expansion to check whether I get my correct answer or not. So 2 times 5D, 10D, 2 times 2E will be 4E, and 2 times 3 will be 6. So I check. Okay, they are correct. So this means that I have done my factorization correctly. So now let's look at the fraction part. So 3 over 2A plus 3 over 2, right? So this one is all the fractions. So I write out all the factors for 3 over 2A and 3 over 2. So 3 over 2A is equals to 3 times half times A, while 3 over 2, right, is equals to 3 times half. So let me check what are the common factor. So 3 is a common factor and half is a common factor. So 3 times half will be 3 over 2. And now in the bracket, right, will be the remaining factors that are not common for both terms. So this one is A. Well, over here, right, there's nothing here. So what does it mean? Does it mean that it's plus 0? No. There's a invisible 1 over here. So that's why you put plus 1. So I check. So once I check, right, I realize that they are the same answer as well. So it will be 3 over 2A plus 3 over 2. So this means that I have done my factorization correctly. So let's look at the next part. This one is a little bit tricky because there's a negative sign for all of these terms here. So I write out all the factors. So it's for negative 7 over 8f, right, it will be negative 1 over 8 times 7 times f. And this one are the factors for negative 5 over 8 g. So it's the factor for negative 3 over 8 h. So I realized that the common factor will just be negative 1 over 8. So negative 1 over 8 will be the common factor. And the remaining factors, right, I'll just multiply them up and put inside the bracket. So there is 7f plus 5g plus 3 over 3h. Okay, so how do I know whether to put plus or minus? So it depends on what are the factors that I left with. So if I take 7 times f, right, it just be positive 7f. And if I take 5 times g, right, it will just be for positive 5g because there are no negative terms over here. That's why I write all as plus. So when I expand it, I realize that they get back the same answer as well. So this is it for pulling out common factors to factorize, and these are the cases for all the numbers and fractions. So fractions are also part of numbers. So as I promised, you'll be rewarded with a pun. Okay, so what do you call friends who love math? Give you some time to think about it. Okay, so for friends who love math, you can call them LG bros. Get it? Okay, thank you. That's it.